Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full body Pilates workout with a medium to light resistance band. You can always do this without a resistance band. It's just going to add a little bit more challenge, more resistance. This one is a cloth band, so it naturally has a little bit more resistance than like an elastic band would, but anything will work probably besides a super heavy band. We'll go ahead and get started in a seated position with your feet forward in front of you, so your knees about halfway bent. Then you'll take that band and latch it around your wrists or kind of the outsides of your hands. I like to have my thumbs poking through a little bit. Focus on that tall posture, really lifting up tall to the crown of the head. On your inhale, you lift those arms all the way up. Try to stack wrists, shoulders, and hips. As you exhale, lower those arms down. Think about pressing your hands away from one another, kind of anti-magnets. Getting a little stretch and strength into the sides of the arms as well as your shoulders. If you'd like to add some core here, your next time that you lower the arms down, lower your spine down a little bit, so find that C-curve shape. And then open up the chest, open up those arms up and overhead. Exhale, round and engage through the belly, keep the shoulders out of your ears. Inhale, opens the chest, shine the heart forward. Continue moving through a few of those. Imagine like a little cat-cow spine, just making sure that as you lift the arms and open your chest, your belly stays really engaged. Alrighty, we're here for 4. Inhale, open 3. Exhale to round. Last 2. Next one, we'll hold it back in that seeker. Flip your palms to kind of face each other and grab that band tight, and then pull those elbows nice and wide. The band is wide at your chest. Then gently start to twist side to side. Find a little Russian twist, being mindful that you do not move your knees. So notice that those knees like to rock a little bit side to side. Try to keep the rotation through the upper half. If you need a little bit less, come out of that C-curve just a little bit. Otherwise, you're nice and low, rotating through the rib cage. Exhale to twist, inhale through center. We're still pulling that band a little bit wider, so you're still feeling the strength through your shoulders. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up, extend your legs, and then retake that band around the outsides of your hands. Fold forward, point your toes, preparing for your roll downs. You'll tuck your tail, shoulders out of your ears. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, you lower yourself all the way to the mat. Arms extend up and overhead as you inhale. Exhale, lift off head and chest. Scoop into the belly, lift yourself all the way up, round and fold forward over your legs. If you need some help on the way up, you can bend your knees or grab slightly behind your thighs to latch onto to give yourself a little extra boost. You want to try not to use momentum. That's why you lift just the head and shoulders first, and then really knit those ribs together to lift one vertebrae at a time, just like you slow lower one vertebrae at a time. We'll find 2 more. Scoop and lift. I love the roll up. It's like a kind of a backbone of the classical Pilates repertoire, and it's such a nice little stretch and a great way to transition up and down from your mat. So then the next time you're at the top, you'll pause, slide that band around your thigh so it comes just above your knee. And then once again, you'll lengthen your legs. We'll roll down, round through our spine, trickle your way down to the mat, and then setting yourself up on your mat for some bridges. You'll pull those heels in close towards your glutes, arms long by your sides, pelvic curls to start. Make sure the ribs are engaged. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, tuck your tail and print your low back to the mat. Lift your hips up and off of the mat. And then round through your spine, one vertebrae at a time, comes all the way to the floor. Again, exhale, tuck your tail, lift those hips high, squeeze the glutes, round and roll yourself low. Aiming to lengthen your hips a little bit longer towards your heels with each repetition. You're creating space as you lower your spine, creating a little bit more space between each and every vertebrae. Find 3 more like this. Exhale, scoop, lift for 2. You'll inhale at the top as you squeeze. Exhale, round and roll down. Inhale at the bottom. Next one, we hold at the top. Option to lift your heels from the mat. It's coming high onto those tippy toes. Find a little pulse. Lower the hips down 2 inches. Lift up. So you lower and lift. Again, those heels elevated is a way to advance. If you want a little bit less, keep them on the floor. If you want a little bit more, bend your elbows so the fingertips face the ceiling, or lift those arms all the way up high towards the ceiling. You'll have to squeeze a little bit more into the back and front side, kind of co-contracting in order to maintain the balance in your shape. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Plant your arms long by your sides. So you try to trickle your spine low as you lift your arms up and overhead. Let the hips go heavy as arms lift up. Exhale, tuck your tail, lift your hips, lower your arms. So you press those hands into the mat, squeeze the triceps. Then continue reverse movements or opposite movements with your spine and with your arms. So hips lift, arms lower, and then spine and hips lower, arms lift. 3 more here. Scoop to lift, pull the rib cage in, that we're not arching into your upper and middle back. Last 2, and around. Next one, again, we'll hold at the top, press those palms into the mat, open and close that band a little, widen and close, widen and close. Keeping your hips super stable, keeping a little bit of space with your chin off the chest. About squeezing into your outer glutes, into those hips to strengthen the hip before it returns back to parallel. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to parallel. Round through your spine, roll it all the way down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, bring those knees to tabletop. Your knees are about hip-width distance apart, but as wide as your band can go, just making sure you're not falling lazy through the back. Still want to knit those ribs together, hold that shape. Arms lift up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lift up and off your head and chest. Extend those legs straight forward, out to that V shape with your legs. Bend, pull back in. Slowly the arms come back. Exhale, you lift up. Lengthen your legs. Bend and lower. If you need some support through the head and neck, your hands can always come behind your head instead, just being mindful that you're not dumping your weight into your neck. And back. Then exhale as you lift. Inhale as knees come in and arms rest down. 3 more. Reach and in. Last 2. Last 1. Hold those knees in and pump the arms. Inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. We're going to do half the 100. Pump those arms, active triceps. Exhale. Keep that lift of your head and chest, shoulders off the mat. Try to connect your ribs towards your hips. 2 more rounds. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last cycle of inhale. Exhale. Float the arms back. Rest your feet to the floor. Beautiful. Slide your legs long. Take an inhale, big breath. Exhale, let's roll over onto our left side. Finding our way through some clams. Option to stay elevated on your left elbow, stacked right underneath the shoulder, or come all the way down onto your sideline if your shoulder gets to be a little bit tender. If you're lifted, really lift that left rib cage up and away from the mat. You want your knees stacked right in front of your hips. You open that top leg and close. Open and close. So your heels stay together. You're kind of swiveling like you're opening a hinge of a door. Same kind of thing. That hip is a hinge joint. It opens up and it slowly closes down. Beautiful. You're elongated through the spine, length from your hips all the way up through the crown of the head. That right hand can stay to the hip. One a little bit more lifted up towards the ceiling. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Keep that bottom knee bent. Just slide it a little bit back so it's more so in line with the elbow. And extend your top leg. We're going to lift up and off of our hips in that modified side plank. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, wrap and thread the right arm underneath you. Inhale to open. Exhale, wrap. Finding your twist as you rotate through the rib cage. Inhale, elongate, hand over shoulder. All right, we're here for 6. Keep lifting up through the hips, engage that bottom glute, engage that bottom rib cage. Last 4, making sure elbow stays directly underneath the shoulder to support your shoulder joint. 3, here for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Slowly lower down through your hips. Pull those heels in and make your way to the opposite side. You can flip yourself around or lie down on the other side. Either way is fine. You'll take that right elbow right underneath the shoulder, hand to the hip or towards the ceiling for your clams, making sure your knees face forward towards that wall in front of you, stacked right in line with the hip. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keeping that tall posture, keep lifting the right rib cage up and away from the mat, elongated through your spine. You squeeze the glute and slow release. Squeeze and slow release. You're here for 6. Exhale, lift 5, 4, belly draws in, active through the entire body. Your last 2, and 1. Pause, slide that bottom knee a little bit back so it's more so in line with the elbow. Extend your top leg, lift up and off of your hip for those side plank threads. Left arm reaches, exhale, wrap and thread. Inhale to open. Exhale, you close, drawing into that right rib cage to reach your left fingertips around towards the wall behind you. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall, proud posture. Last 6, 5. Keep lifting up and away from the mat with your hips, with your rib cage. Last 3, 2, and 1. This time you lower the hips down. Take both hands onto the mat, set yourself up into a table shape. From here, making sure your knees are wide enough so that the band has a little bit of resistance. Knees should be stacked right over or right underneath your hips. Hands flat on the floor, fingertips spread wide. Tuck your toes, then float those knees a couple inches from the mat. Hold in that bear hover. Just open that band and close. Open and close. Really scooping into your lower belly. Try to make sure those hips are the same elevation as your shoulders. You're rooting deeply into the palms, fingertips spread wide. Squeeze into your outer glutes, utilizing your core to help stabilize. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Lift your hips up and back. Finding a downward facing dog, like your pike, roll the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, you roll it forward to your table, that floating table. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. 3 more times. Inhale, roll forward, strength of the upper body. Openness to the shoulder joint. Last 2. And 1. Exhale to pike. Then roll forward, hold your floating table. Step it back to your high plank. Step it into your floating table. Stepping out and stepping in. Being mindful to alternate which side steps out, which side steps in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold in your plank. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, pike those hips up and back. Walk your hands to your feet, back of your mat. Remove the band from around your thighs. Take it off to the side for a moment. Just fold yourself forward. Grab for opposite elbows. Let the head and chest hang heavy over your legs. And when you're ready, walk yourself back out to plank and take those knees back onto the mat. Sit your hips to your heels. Grab onto your band for a little bit more arm work. You'll take the band to wrap around the knuckles and then palms face up. When you're ready, we serve the platter. Reach those arms forward and slowly bend, pull the elbows in. Keeping your tall posture, being mindful that you have those shoulders stacked over hips. You shouldn't feel any arching of the back. Those ribs are really engaged in towards your midline. Pressing forward from the biceps, the outer arms, and your chest. If you want to add a little bit more, lift those hips, reach the arms forward, slowly dip your hips, pull the elbows back. Exhale as you reach, inhale back. A little squeeze of those glutes as you tap your hips to your heels. Slight hinge of your chest forward over your thighs. I like to say, imagine that your hips and your chest are opposite ends of a balancing scale. Keep equal energy and weight between the two to help keep your core really stable. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit your hips to your heels. Take those arms down and up. Little bicep curl. This takes most of the engagement, or most of the tension is usually through that kind of outside of your arm, which you don't normally work in a classical bicep curl with weights. So it's nice to get a little bit of a change of pace. It can be quite the shoulder burner, so you can always drop the band if it ever becomes a little bit too much. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that 90-degree bend. Last little bit, just try to open the band a little bit. Small range of motion. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that band. Woo, I feel it in my shoulders. Alrighty, we'll finish off with a little bit of planking, your last little bit for your abdominal muscles. Take your hands and your forearms down to the mat. Step it back to your forearm plank. Finding your hip dip, you drop that right hip down towards the mat, then your left, and we'll pike our hips up and back and roll forward to your forearm plank. Nice, you dip, dip, and lift. Think about melting your chest towards those thighs as you lift your hips high, getting a little bit of a stretch through your shoulders. Keeping the entire waistline really active. Then if you've been dipping to one side first, go ahead and alternate which side you dip. If you have been alternating, then continue. Your last 5, and lift. It's a dip, dip, and pike. Here for 3. Those elbows will like to kind of wiggle out to the sides. Try to keep them right underneath your shoulders. 1 more. Dip, dip, pike. Find your forearm plank, and then drop your knees down. Send your hips to your heels. Stretch those arms long, child's pose. Even cycles of breath in and out. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling completely. When you're ready, lift yourself up. Take your feet out from underneath you, ending with our seated spine twist. Legs go nice and long, extending tall from the top of your head. Flex through your ankles. Imagine you're pressing the backs of the knees down towards the mat. Arms reach out to a T, palms face up. Take an inhale breath. Double exhale as you twist, twist, and center. Twist, twist, and center. Alternating sides. Exhale, exhale. Inhale. And center. Try not to move your thighs. Notice if your hips are liking to rock or the knees are liking to slide past one another. Try to keep the rotation just in your upper half. Alrighty, we're here for 4. And center. Last one each side. and center. Reach those arms all the way up. Dive the arms all the way forward. Stretching through our backside body, we'll take the hands behind us, lift off of your hips, find your reverse table, or bend your knees for reverse plank. If you need a little less, slowly lower your hips, find your comfortable seated position anywhere on your mat. Hands to heart center. You did so well today. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.